What's up, Giftsonites? A wise man once said that a man sacrifices his health to earn money, then he sacrifices his money to recover from his disease, then he's so anxious about the future that he doesn't live in the present, resulting in he doesn't live in the present or in the future. Welcome to another health interview with Mr. Gibson and with Mr. Gerald Abraham. Thank you, Mr. Gerald Abraham, for once again coming and being a part of this interview.
Thank you so much for inviting me again.
So, in the last interview, we just touched the surface about lifestyle diseases and lifestyle change. But today, we'll be going into the depths of this subject. We have heard a lot about lifestyle, but what is this lifestyle that we are talking about when it comes to health?
Well, if you look at the original design of humans, we are designed to live in close harmony with nature.
Okay.
And if you look at any holy scripture, it clearly says that God created humans and He put them in nature. And the idea was to keep us in close harmony with nature. And we are not supposed to be separated. When God created humans, He also created the animals.
Okay.
And these animals were also put in nature.
Yes.
Like I said in the last interview, most of these animals do not suffer from the so-called lifestyle diseases.
Yes.
The reason is from the time of their creation up to this day, they have never separated themselves from nature.
Yes, it's true.
But then we have gone far away from nature. What I call the disconnect syndrome. Diseases that we suffer are none other than disconnect syndrome, is how I call it.
Okay.
We have to connect ourselves to nature
Yes.
in every aspect of our life. There are so many things that connects us closer to nature. And one that comes first in the list is the food that we eat. If you look at our lifestyle today, we no longer drink the natural water. We drink something in the name of the purest water, the natural water, but they're all coming from the plants. Where is the natural water? No.
They just write it fresh from the mountains,
Yes.
but it's not natural.
Exactly. So we no longer drink it. If you look at people living in the cities, we are living at the high altitude. Where is the fresh oxygen? You don't get the quality oxygen there. We are all breathing the artificial air from the air conditioner.
Yes.
And even if you keep yourself away from your house and you never ever get to breathe fresh air, you have to really search for a place where you could get some fresh air. Our priorities have changed. We all run after money. We run after possessions, name, fame,
Yes.
and health, lifestyle, everything takes the back seat.
Yes.
Now, lifestyle, we have disconnected ourselves. In a way, our body is like mobile phones that we use.
Yes.
What we do with our mobile phones is that we make sure it is connected to the charger every single day, or some of us even use our chargers, make sure that it has got enough charge to function properly. We plug it in a couple of times in a day.
And we even use power banks,
Yes.
so that even when we travel, we have something to charge our phones.
Yes, exactly. So we also have to plug ourselves into nature when it comes to food, when it comes to drinking water, when it comes to getting sunlight, breathing
So that
fresh
we
air.
also stay charged.
You see, some of us do not even know what exercise is about. There's a saying, you use it or you will lose it.
True.
You see, many of us have never ever taken 10 steps in a day, and we hardly move from a house to a car, office, and come back, sleep. We do not know what exercise is. The other thing that I want to say is, if you look at a child, they all have the natural instinct to reach out to the sand or mud, and they love to play with it, and they love to make themselves dirty, and that's a natural instinct. Why? Because your immune system relies on this, needs to get in contact with this dirt
Yes.
on earth. In the developmental process of your immune system, it actually adds up to it. Your immune system definitely needs it. So the interesting fact is that when we are born, we reach out to the mud, and when we die, again we go back to the mud. The problem is in between these two phases of life, where we really don't want to get in touch with nature. If it is dirt, we are
It's really dirty.
yeah, it's something not good for your health.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what even parents believe.
Yes.
I'm not saying you just go play in the dirt every single time you find an opportunity, but then that's one aspect where we can connect ourselves to nature. There's something called as earthing. Earthing is a great discovery found by Clinton Ober. He has written a book called Earthing, or you can also call the earthing as grounding.
Oh.
So, what happens in earthing is that you connect your bare body to the surface of earth. You may walk on a grass lawn or seashore, and that's called as earthing.
It's almost like these electronic devices. There are 3 pins. The first pin is to connect to the earth so that if excess charge or something comes, it goes directly to the
You
earth.
know it better.
Yes. I think the concept is somewhat similar.
Exactly. What happens when you connect yourself to earth, as you mentioned, is that all of us constantly have this inflammatory reaction that's going on. One or other way, you develop this inflammatory process that's going on. Inflammation is a normal thing that happens in the body of all of us. Inflammation may become chronic or something dangerous when it exceeds few days to weeks, and when it is lasting for months to years, then it's something serious.
Yes.
So to put off this inflammation, to keep your inflammation within that given duration and put it off and helping it move on to the next stage is through connecting yourself to nature. And Clinton Ober in his book has documented several case studies in which he has mentioned that chronic inflammation, depression, anxiety, stress, so many things have been subsided just by connecting his patients to nature. And he did not even look at other aspects. All he did is just put them on barefoot over grass or seashore, or in some place where there would be a bit of moisture over the surface. The sad fact is that we are all completely ignorant about these important facts.
Yes,
and what has happened is we suffer from what is called as a disconnect syndrome. The diseases that we suffer from is what I call as a disconnect syndrome. The larger the gap between you and the nature, the greater the risk of developing diseases. And the closer you are to nature, the better off you will.
Like you said, a perfect lifestyle is to have a connection with the nature. If you see Ayurveda, Siddha, and homeopathy, they also share the similar things. So, are you in favor of them or do you differ from them?
Ayurveda, homeopathy, and Siddha definitely do have some amazing medicines which people have been using and finding results. What we are talking about is a perfect lifestyle. A proper lifestyle is to get in connection with nature. We have to differentiate getting connected with nature from taking a natural treatment or a natural medicine. Okay, natural medicine is different from a lifestyle medicine. Okay, wherever you pop up a pill to treat your illness, it may be a supplement, it may be herbal supplement also, but it is a medicine. It is, you're extracting something from that, and then you make it a pill out of that, and then you take it to treat a disease. You're pretty much taking a medicine. I want you to understand that there are just two ways to deal with a disease. One is to symptomatically deal with it. Like you have a problem, and pain may be the symptom of that problem, and you try to suppress the pain, you address the pain, which is a symptomatic approach. Modern medicine is just revolving around that. Every single medicine, every single procedure that you find in modern medicine is about a symptomatic approach, but it may be of some benefit in some cases, but it's a symptomatic approach, which is what I want you to be aware of. Ayurveda, Siddha, and homeopathy also use medicine, but
It's a natural form.
it is also dealing with the symptom, but they are all natural. That's the difference. What happens is when you take a medicine given by your allopathy doctor, it comes with a package of side effects and complications, which may be less with Ayurveda, Siddha, and homeopathy. But again, it is all medicines. But lifestyle medicine, you really don't take any medications. What you're doing is you're making those corrections in your lifestyle. If you've been eating pizza, burger, and French fries, and now you begin to eat more of fresh, homegrown or locally grown organic fruits and vegetables, you bite them, chew them, and eat, which is full of fiber, which is full of nutrients. And
Antioxidants.
yes, if you have never been doing any kind of exercise and then you begin to do exercise, these corrections that you make in your lifestyle is what I call as a perfect lifestyle. And here you don't take any medicines or any supplements, uh, except probably few and nothing much. But lifestyle changes is what that matters here.
So you're the founder of Be Your Own Doctor, which is based on the principle of New Start lifestyle. Now everybody's talking about New Start, New Start. What is this New Start?
Well, as you said, Be Your Own Doctor is based on this principle called the Newstart.
Yes.
Newstart is actually an acronym designed by a great writer and an author named Ellen G. White.
Yes.
And Newstart, N stands for nutrition, E for exercise, W for water, sunlight, temperance, air, which is a fresh air, rest, and trust in God. When we talk about lifestyle, you really don't have to wonder what is that I have to do when it comes to lifestyle. Just look at this as your checklist to have a perfect lifestyle. Nutrition, exercise, sunlight.
So keep checking.
Something, yes, you have to do every single day.
Yes.
Okay. I liked it so much when I read her books, and I thought I would form my community based on these principles. New Start. New Start is like building a house for yourself. What you do when you build a house is you make sure that you lay a very good foundation. And not just that, then what you do is you make sure you build up strong pillars and strong walls.
Yes.
And then some of the other important things is to make sure that you have perfect ventilation for that house. So you even concentrate on having perfect windows for fresh air to come in. And my mother used to say that early morning when we wake up, the sunlight should come inside the house.
True.
So we also make sure that there's sunlight. And the lightings that we set inside the house, we also make sure there will be good lightings inside. And then there's good water supply inside the house. And most importantly, we also put very good door just to see that those unwanted people, unwanted things, thieves don't break the door and come inside. So just like that, New Start has got nutrition and everything. So nutrition is like the foundation that you lay
For the whole building to stand.
Exactly. Pillars that you raise are the exercise, and the windows that you construct is like the fresh air that you want to get inside the house. The lightings, sunlight, and the water supply, having adequate amount of water and good quality water. So the door is the temperance. Temperance is self-control. By definition, it means moderation in healthy things and total abstinence from unhealthy things.
True.
So that's how your door for this body should be. There you go. So you understand everything. It is just like that of a house. New Start also emphasizes on trust in God, which is the last principle that you would see there. If you look at some of the holy scriptures, they say the wise man builds the house upon the rock. So just like that, when it comes to our health, again, having trust in God is also equally important as any other principles that we have. Stress, anxiety, depression, and all of these issues that we know of is all linked to keeping yourself away from God. Trust that we lack in God. If you could also follow this principle, you're going to be a disease proof. And you can definitely keep yourself away from a lot of the diseases.
So I'm just curious, can you just share any of your experience which you had with one of your patients who used this principle?
One of the cases that immediately comes to my mind is a lady from India.
Okay.
And she was diagnosed with diabetes.
Oh.
And she has been suffering from the disease for about 15 years.
Wow.
And her fasting sugar level was somewhere close to 400, if I'm not wrong. Finally, she ended up with what is called as a diabetic foot.
Wow.
So her second toe, which had a gangrene in it. I'll share the pictures with you.
Yeah.
Maybe you can show it. The gangrene actually ate up most of her flesh, and it was all dark, and you could see her bone over there. She was really suffering, and she had also booked her appointment with a surgeon to get her foot amputated. That's when a friend of mine, who is also a doctor in India, they are his family friends, I suppose. So they asked him if he can treat it, and he was left without a clue. So he asked me if we can do something about it. I said, yes, we can work on it. We took up the case and we treated her. We did a combination of a lifestyle approach and also to treat her gangrene.
Oh.
We also use the activated charcoal poultice, which is another amazing thing that I've been using. But I just use it as a supportive adjunct to help treat most of the patients. So we did both of these. We made the dietary change. Of course, she was not in a position to do her exercises. So we just made the changes with her diet. Her sugar level, which was more than 350, a fasting sugar level, came down all the way to 105. She was on insulin, 15 units.
Oh.
Now she's not taking any more insulin.
Wow.
And her food is completely just like that of a normal person's food. The only problem that happened was as the wound healed over the toe turned out to be really stiff. And the stiffness of the toe is what a physiotherapist is actually supposed to address. But then I ignored that, and we were focusing on treating the gangrene. And now the gangrene is no longer there. And something that was more surprising to me is that I was aware that the wound is going to heal. But I was confused. What about the tip of the toe, which is already dead? Here's the picture. You would see the tip of the toe literally fell off, and it looks like a new toe has grown over there.
Wow.
So,
regeneration.
Yeah, it's a miracle to me. Something happened more than what I actually expected. That's exactly what you can expect when you give the best for your body, and your body would take care of the rest. All you need to do is a perfect lifestyle. You come in close contact with nature. You got to plug yourself into the right kind of food, good nutrition. We can discuss about that in the coming interviews if you are willing to do that.
Sure.
What kind of exercise and all these things. Water, all of these Newstart principles could be discussed. If you could follow all of these things, then 95% of these lifestyle diseases can be prevented. And if you're just suffering from any of these diseases, you can also reverse them in most occasions.
I want to just emphasize one point there. You told she had this disease, she could not walk, and her sugar level was just shooting up. So all that she could do was have a good diet, which is one of the principles of Newstart.
True.
And imagine the recovery that she had just by following one principle.
Right.
If all of us could follow all the principles, I wonder what miracle can happen to our body.
True. What you said is right. I've been seeing this miracle happening in many cases. And I've had patients who've been suffering from infertility. Though I'm not specialized to treat infertility or cases like that, but I've just tried it, and they had a trust in the principles, the lifestyle changes, and they all have found some benefit.
So thank you, Mr. Gerald, for once again being a part of the Giftsonites and be your own doctor. Thank you so much. So Giftsonites, those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. We cannot have a pure health without a good lifestyle. So let us have a good lifestyle, reconnect ourselves to nature, and have a disease-free life. Until I see you next time, Giftsonites, take care.